percentage of people in San Jose that are multiracial is 7.7%. Physical traits that might disappear if homogenization happens is like blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin, and genetic variation. The races that are immigrating to San Jose are Latino, American, Asian, and African. Some barriers that interracial couples have are language and understanding each other's race, culture.
Definitely not necessarily barriers. They're only barriers if you sort of make them a thing, but there are differences. They only become barriers if someone's not willing to accept those differences or understand them, or like try to sort of get on the same level as their friend or their partner. It definitely takes a lot of cooperation on both parts. Like, both people have to be open-minded and accepting of their partner's race, culture, or ethnicity. And also knowing when to, whose side you're on at any given time. Like, perhaps, say, your family doesn't accept your interracial relationship. Are you ultimately loyal to the person you love, or is your family's approval that important to you? And if it's important that your loved one knows that you love them, they're in a relationship, or you're friends, and if your family doesn't accept it, that's on them. Like, that's how it's gonna go. Or even vice versa. If for some reason you are more loyal to family, and if your family doesn't approve, then that's that. Like, it really is just, you have to decide what is important for you and what you are going to fight for.
To be in any type of interracial relationship?
If you're thinking about, broadly, you can say that, experiencing and really getting an intimate relationship with another culture, you will not, ever understand what it is to be of that culture, but you'll definitely get a better understanding of that culture, that race's specific struggles, the things they celebrate, the things they love, the things that are important to them, and, a better understanding of, difference as a whole. It's really important to understand differences and accept them, not just tolerate them. And so in an interracial relationship, you do get that acceptance over tolerance, and also sort of push your own personal comforts.
Okay. That was...
We're here with Miss Khaled, interviewing her about her multi-race. So Miss Khaled, where are your parents from?
My mom is from the United States. She's from here. She was born in Missouri. She is white. And my father is from Pakistan, so he's South Asian.
Okay. How did they meet?
As far as I know, they met at a bar on New Year's Eve a long time ago. That's all I know.
Are there any benefits from being multiracial?
Religions and two different cultures. I'm really aware of the fact that race and culture aren't these super rigid things that a lot of other people kind of think they are. They're very they're very fluid things, right? Because I grew up with two parents, one being Christian, one being Muslim. To me, the idea of like a really structured religion doesn't make sense because I grew up with both. So both must be kind of right in a way. Both of us must be wrong. So I just think that like the world I feel like being multiracial, you never fully feel like you fit with either race. So for example, with my father's family, like they would switch into, like whenever I'd be around, they would switch into Urdu, which is their native language. And like, I would have no idea what they're talking about. And therefore I would feel really isolated from them. With my mother's side, my mother's like blonde hair, blue eyes, right? So even though to some people I could probably look white, when I'm next to my mother, it's really clear that I'm like not fully white. So I'm just never feeling fully accepted into the white side of my family either.
Do your parents' beliefs or traditions ever conflict with each other?
Yes, so my parents are divorced, and I believe a big part of that is because their traditions and beliefs conflicted. My father being from Pakistan, being conservative, I should say, from Pakistan, kind of thought that women need to be submissive, quiet, at the house, cooking, cleaning, and my mom is not that type of woman. My mom is very independent and very outspoken. The reason they're divorced, I believe, is because their traditions and beliefs conflicted really dramatically.
Do you have a partner?
Uh-huh.
And what's his race?
So my husband is also multiracial. He is West African and French, white French. So he is black and white. Yeah.
And is there any conflicts between you guys?
No, because multiracial people oftentimes, or at least he and I, identify as multiracial. We don't identify as white. We don't identify as just brown, right? So, or in his case, black. So we identify like we're our own little race, like of mixed people.
Well, that's it for the interview. Thank you, Ms. Khalid, for your time.
No problem. It's my pleasure.